Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode number 890. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. And it is September the 26th, 2023, 4 p.m., basically. Let's talk about what happened on Raw. And Cody Rhodes kicks off Monday Night Raw, addressing the Ontario Crown in California, not in Canada. To talk about Jey Uso. Judgement Day interrupts Rhodes. And they were about to attack Rhodes until Jey Uso, KO, and Sami Zayn ended up showing up to basically make it a 4-on-3. Then JD McDonough showed up with a couple of chairs, hands one to Finn Balor. Damian Priest like, what are you doing? And they were about to go up, and then all 8 men were brawling, but Rhodes, Usos, Jey Uso, KO, and Sami Zayn stood to stand tall with the chairs in hand, and a little bit more on that situation. Meanwhile, a battle of the Big E special. Big meaty men slapping meat. Otis of the Alpha Academy, accompanied by the lovely Maxine Dupree, going up against Big Bronson Reed, and these two kaijus went at it, bro. I mean, you're talking about, it's all like a sumo wrestling match almost. It was like, it could be Yokozuna versus Earthquake back in '94, on a Raw episode of Raw in '94, there was one dream matchup I wish, too bad we weren't able to see. If Yokozuna was still alive, and he went back to the WWE, right, let's say 99, 2000, if he was still alive, Yokozuna versus the Big Show, that would have been a heck of a fight, really. It's like you're talking about, or Yokozuna versus Rikishi. If Yoko was still alive, God rest Yokozuna's soul. It kind of reminds me like a dream. Oh, there was a dream matchup in Raw '93, Kamala versus Yokozuna. So that happened. That's what it kind of almost remind me of. But these two big men, you're talking about, and these two went at it, but in the end, Big Bronson Reed with the tsunami ended up winning the matchup. And then Tegan Knox was featured on TV for the first time in a long time, and Becky Lynch approached her and said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Listen, I want to get a shot because you're one of the people I had in mind, and you were there. What happened?" And she goes, "Well, Natty, like the veteran, stepped in front of me. You got to step on some toes to win the match." So commercial break. Knox did talk to Adam Pearce about getting a shot. And Becky Lynch, Natty interrupts us, and when you think you can walk her, so they're arguing, and then Adam Pearce goes, "Why don't you guys have a matchup? Whoever wins, we'll talk about having a championship match against Becky Lynch for the NXT Championship, Women's Championship." But then, earlier before Raw, Imperium did confront Ciampa, and he said, "Listen, I beat him. If I beat him, I get to you." So they had the matchup, Tommaso Ciampa versus Ludwig Kaiser, and Gunther, who is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in the company's history, was watching the matchup, but Giovanni got involved and got hurt in the process, and then Ciampa ended up winning the matchup. And Gunther was not very happy about it. So, and then Dragon Lee was getting ready for his Raw debut as he challenges Dominic Mysterio for the North American title, NXT North American Championship. Becky Lynch joined Michael Cole and Wade Barrett on commentary as Tegan Knox went one-on-one with Natalya, and heck of a matchup between these two ladies, and and Knox with the Chinese wizard wins the match against Natalya. That will play a role. Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest. Not Damian Priest and JD McDonough. Damian Priest got so upset he starts yelling at JD McDonough in Spanish and tells him to get out. So, and then Seth Rollins addresses the Ontario crowd, who's waiting for an answer from Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura shows up via the Tron and accepts the challenge, but he says at FastLane for the title, last man standing match. And Seth Rollins loved it. He said, all right, we got ourselves a matchup. As in, Jackie Redmond interviews Ricochet, and it seems like no matter who wins that matchup, they'll have unfinished business. So Ricochet may want a shot at Rollins or Nakamura. Who knows? The NXT North American title on the line, Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee. And Dominic Mysterio ended up beating Dragon Lee. Who's next in line for that title? We'll find out tonight on NXT and with FastLane properly approaching this coming Saturday. Michael Cole interviewed Nia Jackson. The funniest part, when Nia Jackson is walking down walking towards the ring from backstage, Kira Tozawa, this poor guy. I love the Kira Tozawa's reaction. He looks, sees Nia, walks the other way. What? Wait, like, oh no, nope. Yeah, Kira, you do not want to mess with the irresistible force. And so Nia Jax, and Nia Jax was talking about how she's putting the entire women's division on. Speaking of the women's division, they just added another member of the women's division in the WWE. They just been reported that Jade Cargill signed a multi-year deal with the WWE. So that means Jade Cargill will be joining the WWE. Is she going on the main roster? Everybody's talking about it. Who is she? A lot of people want to see dream matches. Her and Bianca Belair, either opponents or a tag team. Who never knows for sure. And so that's a big, huge deal. People want to see her against Nia Jax, her against Rhea Ripley, her against Raquel Rodriguez, her against Io Sky. Who knows for sure what the plan for Jade Cargill is? We'll find out for sure. Meanwhile, Zoe Stark interrupts Nia Jax, gets right into her face. He said, you know what? And they started going at it. So they made the matchup. And Nia Jax with the Annihilator, that's her version of the Banzai Drop, did win the matchup. Byron Saxton interviewed Jey Uso, and Uso goes, hey, it's all good, man, and all that. And he's not joining any groups or anything like that. So Finn Balor was talking to Dominic Mysterio. Says, hey, where's Priest? He said, he needs, you know how he feels, to let him some steam. Because he was talking, celebrating. Miz TV had Drew McIntyre as a guest, and Drew McIntyre kind of like, nothing, I do whatever the heck I want to do because of Jey Uso and all that. Then New Day interrupts Drew McIntyre, confronting him about that, and then Kofi Kingston talking about challenge you to a matchup. We'll finish this. So Chad Gable and Maxine Dupree was consoling Otis, and then Ludwig Kaiser interrupts him. If Ludwig Kaiser could worry about helping Gunther keep the Intercontinental title instead of trying to go after Maxine Dupree, maybe you wouldn't be losing. Him and Giovanni Vinci wouldn't be losing matches like that. Kaiser, be careful, or you're gonna get knocked around like a cousin did. That's right, Von Kaiser. Anyways, then Kofi Kingston went one-on-one with Drew McIntyre, and then Ivar came out with Valhalla attacking Xavier Woods during the match, distracting Kingston long enough for McIntyre to hit the Claymore and to pick up the victory, and then he attacks Kingston after the match while Drew McIntyre walks away. Gunther is upset with Imperium. He said, listen, it's your responsibility and all that, but y'all going to be in trouble if you guys keep screwing up. But he says, I'm going to have to do this myself. It leads now next week to a contract signing for the Intercontinental title. I assume it's going to be at FastLane, so we will find out for sure. Meanwhile, Byron Saxton interviewed Ivar and Valhalla. And Ivar says he's going to continue attacking the New Day because he says they took Eric out of the equation. Eye for an eye. So we'll see what happens there. The tag team titles on the line. Finn Balor, Damian Priest defending against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And meanwhile, the rest of Judgment Day gets involved. Dominic Mysterio gets involved in the matchup. Jey Uso decides to even things up. J.D. McDonough trying to make up for what the mistake he made. So Cody Rhodes gets involved. Then J.D. McDonough, as the haluva kick was hit on Damian Priest by Sami Zayn, but J.D. McDonough grabbed one of the tag belts, hits him in the head with it, giving Damian Priest a victory. And then all 8 men brawl with Judgment Day after the matchup. As Judgment Day retains the titles. And could J.D. McDonough actually be part of the Judgment Day? Who knows for sure. So that is a very, very, very huge deal. So like I said, once again, breaking news. Jade Cargill signed with the WWE it was no surprise it was going to happen, multi-year deal. We'll see what happens there. So, that's it for this episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 890, Raw Event Center for the 25th of September 25th, the final Raw of September 2023. So, until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.